Alright guys, I don't normally wear this wig. It's been a long time since I've worn this wig, alright. But I like doing that sometimes, wearing wigs that I haven't worn in a while. Guys, I really love performing. It's really, really fun, and I recommend it. Really is therapeutic as well. I mean, some people like counseling and stuff like that. I don't go see a counselor, but I recommend if you need one, you go see one. But I think, when you are someone that's like really, really kind of like, when you are someone that's really kind of like wanting counseling, but you don't need a counselor, but you want some form of therapy, it's really good to do have a creative outlet. Like it may be art, it may be sculpting, it may be making YouTube or TikTok videos. Anyway, it's really good to have one where you're good at it, so then you can get paid. Obviously you want to get paid, but yes, I mean it's nice to have a creative outlet, right? It really is. And it's very nice to be able to do this. You have a voice, you can say things, and people will listen, right? Um, Now, you watch TikTok and YouTube sometimes, and you're like, okay, like you watch someone and they're like talking about how they know about stuff or whatever, and you're like, okay, as if you know that, or you're just saying that. Some people will be like, this is educational, and then they talk about their video, and like and it might be educational to some people. So everybody has a different opinion, so not everyone's going to feel the same way. But you're like, someone might say this is educational or this is important or whatever, and then you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense, or that's skewed, or that's something that people really shouldn't believe. I'm not picking on anyone in particular. I'm just saying in general. When you're watching videos and you see someone say something and they say, oh, this is really good, or this is my life, or this is how you should be, and then you're like, well, that's not how you should be, right? So you disagree, right? Which is fine. Everyone's allowed to have a comment or an opinion. You don't have to agree with everything. And there are some people that have gone through stuff that you have no idea what it's like, right? So, but you have to remember that these are opinions are just public, right? Some of them are backed up by studies or like learnings or whatever in university or college, but the majority of the time people just say their opinions. So when you watch the videos on TikTok or YouTube, and the person's like, "This is how you should be," or "This is standard," or "This is this," or "This is that," you have to remember that or "This is what life is like," or "This is what people are like," or "This is what you should do in this situation." When you watch, you're thinking, "Oh yeah," maybe. And if you're young and impressionable, you might be thinking, "Wow, this person really knows what they're talking about. This is true," but that's not always the case, right? You have to remember that a lot of people are like myself too. I'll say something like a motivational speech, and somebody might be like, "Well, that doesn't make sense." But I'm like, "Well, it motivates me. It's where my motivation comes from, so I tell it as if it's actual fact." But to some people, it might be like, "Well, that doesn't motivate me," or "I don't like that," or whatever. So you have to listen to things with a grain of salt. Sometimes you are really valuing someone that makes comments or says something. Even like a popular singer, I know everybody that sings that's popular is so popular that you can't help but listen to what they're saying, but they may not know the truth, or they may not have the answer, or they may be, saying something that's totally false, right? So you have to keep, you can't believe everything you hear, right? Now, even for me, I fall into that trap where it's like if Taylor Swift sings a song, and it's Taylor Swift, I know, but I'm like, oh, I gotta listen to that, and this means this to me, so it's actual fact. And a lot of times, the songs that these celebrities are saying or singing are not even, the meaning of the song is actually something completely different than how you've interpreted it, but you somehow interpreted it and you think that it's actual fact what you interpret, and it's like, well, no, obviously not, because it's not even what the song means, right? So you have to remember that these singers and these people that are paid to be on platforms that are really popular just have a way of voicing things that sound really knowledgeable or whatever. And if you like what they're saying and you think it's a good message, I mean, Taylor Swift has good messages. If people are giving good messages, good vibes, or you think they're like Taylor Swift is literally a genius for sure. I would say. She just got an honorary PhD. So, you know, if you think that these people are geniuses, or that they know what they're talking about, or that they're creative to such an extreme that you like everything they say, then, you know, just listen to it, right? You're allowed to, but just remember, if they have an opinion that you don't like, or you don't think it's making you confident, or you feel like it's challenging to you because you don't like exactly everything they're saying, then remember, you don't have to listen to it, right? Like, you don't have to. But anyway, totally enjoy, be your own person, right? Have your own opinion, have your own identity. You know, that doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't. It's not like you have to have your own identity, but it does help, you know. And that's why celebrities are there. If you want to copy everything they do, or you want to be like them, what's wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But having your own identity is valuable too, right? Where you can be yourself, do whatever, live life to the fullest. And when you're on YouTube or TikTok, you know, a lot of people will have their own identity on there, and then when they get off, they have like, they listen to their favorite stars, and they believe everything they say, right? But if you have your own identity on YouTube or TikTok, and you do whatever you want outside of that, that's cool too, right? But everybody has to find what works for them, you know? If you like to be dressed like Madonna every single day and not having an identity of your own, that is an identity, right? Like being like Madonna is an identity, right? So, I mean, do whatever your heart desires, right? If you feel like Lady Gaga is the be-all, end-all, and you want to have every single wig she has, so you go to the store to buy it, why not? And if you are a YouTuber or TikToker and you perform, and you do Lady Gaga look-alike things, even better, right? Anyway, totally enjoyed the show, guys. Bye now. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Totally enjoyed.